Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. This is the Golden Opportunities and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels. Obviously, this is Pro Wrestling Logic, where we discuss pro wrestling from a wide array of times and dates, and then we move to this is the May 2nd Raw edition, WrestleMania Backlash go home show. I don't know why they have to have monthly super shows at this point. Anyway, Roman Reigns and the Usos and Paul Heyman enter, start the show. SmackDown recap, and they start at 8:07. So 7 minutes of just recap trash. Heyman puts over what is treated as for fans to be able to witness Roman Reigns in North Carolina. They should acknowledge him out of nowhere. Randy Orton and Riddle pop into the ring. They drop the Usos with RKOs. This was well timed. Drew McIntyre enters with no sword, and Reigns looks on. McIntyre drops the sword before entering the ring. Orton and Riddle leave him to do that. McIntyre and Reigns brawled, and McIntyre is getting the better of that until the Usos attacked him. Orton and Riddle jump back in, and everyone brawls. Officials jump in and try to break things up, and they get to a break. And then after the break, there's a replay. Replay is almost as long as the actual angle itself. Earlier today, Ezekiel approaches the Street Profits from the back. They give him a drink and make him a toast, and they toast him. Chad Gable and Otis interrupt before Kevin Owens quickly barges in to call Ezekiel a liar. Gable then says he learned the lie detector test can be tricked by biggest frauds. Owens then can't wait to expose Ezekiel as a liar. Angelo Dawkins said that he is ultimately going to beat them up in a six-man tag team match tonight. Owens then chucked a drink in Ezekiel's face and then he bails out on his buddies. Six-man tag team match. Owens, Gable, and Otis defeat Street Profits, Ezekiel, and Ezekiel. 9 minutes, 28 seconds. Good guys are in control before they break back in. Bad guys are in control, and then they break the spots with Montez Ford. Seem to be ignoring sunset flip by Gable, and then counters into a Northern Light suplex. Owens then follows up with a moonsault for a near fall. The crowd chants, "We want Zeke," and then he gets the hot tag. Ezekiel then gives Gable a spine buster, chops, and a stinger splash, and a delayed vertical suplex. Otis breaks up the cover. Everyone trades moves, no psychology until Owens, and then he hammers away at him. Gable distracts the referee. Owens trips Ezekiel, and Gable rolls him up with a pinfall win. Street Profits are kind of heelish, but that seems to have gone away, at least for tonight. AJ Styles tells Kevin Patrick that he had Edge beat at WrestleMania until his new friend distracted him. Styles says he could beat Damian Fish tonight. He's banned from ringside for the rematch against Edge at Backlash. Adam Pearce told Sonya Deville that the higher-ups want to see her competitive, but not when she's in authority role. Pearce then said that she has put on a 6-woman tag team match tonight, teaming with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley against Belair, Asuka, and Liv Morgan. Deville wants to add stipulation, but Pearce told her that she doesn't have the power tonight, and she's only a performer, so she doesn't have authority on night she's wrestling, apparently. Anyway, Saxton interviews Bert Hansen in the ring before his upcoming match. Hansen said Mahan terrified him, but he's competing tonight because he's always been dreamed to be able to wrestle on Raw in his hometown after years of working at Stanley Barbecue down the road. Veer then beat Bert Hansen 134. Mahan went with a $1 million clothesline and a cervical clutch. After the match, Mahan put a guy in the cervical clutch between the ropes until he passed out. Edge and Priest entered to begin the second hour. Edge cuts a promo. Edge said, "We are Judgment Day." He and the fans probably can't stand to look at themselves in the mirror. They probably don't like him very much anymore. They said that's only because they despise themselves and they can't look at themselves in the mirror because It would make them sick, at least it should. He then said that people in Greensboro couldn't even count high enough to find their seat numbers. If Greensboro had a sports teams, it should be named the Lemmings because they are all small, dumb, rodent and rushed into danger, just like AJ Styles will on Sunday. Crowd chanted what at Edge to make fun of them not having teeth. Edge continues to rant until Styles interrupts. Styles beats Damian Priest with Edge 11:02. Styles has an injured shoulder. He's in control until Priest drove his shoulder into the ring post. After the break, Styles fights back and gives Priest a rack bomb for a near fall. Priest follows up with a backbreaker for a 2 count. Styles then slips out of the Razor's Edge in attempt at a Pele kick. Styles then goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Priest countered into a chokeslam for a near fall. Styles then ducked into a kick and goes for the calf crusher, but let go when he was distracted by Edge. Styles then used a roll-up moments later anyway for the pinfall win. Edge then attacks Styles immediately after the match, and Priest gives him a flatliner. They then were about to give him a concerto to where Finn Balor runs down and makes the save. Edge backs away as Styles clotheslines Priest out of the ring. Balor and Styles do the very basic too sweet thing after the match. Balor and Styles does that, and ultimately Cedric Alexander approaches MVP, and almost Alexander wanted to join them. He said he's got a match against Bobby Lashley. To prove to himself MVP liked that idea. Alexander was about to explain in more detail, but almost abruptly tells him it's time for you to leave. And then Miz TV with guest Mustafa Ali. Miz says, "Welcome to Miz TV." Piped in, fans booing. Ali entrance music, and then it's cut short. But Miz claims rare technical mishap. Ali's microphone also wasn't working. Miz mocks him and keeps calling him Moose. Miz avoids advised he's not going on Twitter to complain. Ali grabs Miz's mic. He said the only thing that he has to complain about was the fact that Miz is still working there. Ali said that Miz also complained about officials when things didn't go his way, but Ali could always rely on the fans. Miz grabs the mic and quickly realized it's the one that wasn't working. Ali makes fun of him for that. Miz then got it to work and told Ali he would live to regret that. Theory enters and informs them that Ali's win over Miz was stricken from the record. Per Mr. McMahon, Miz then appreciated it. Theory told Ali that he's done nothing. Ali told him that they talk way too much. He wanted a U.S. title match and is willing to fight for it. Theory uses a promo to tell Ali that he has a non-title match tonight. Theory then didn't think Ali could handle the heat. Ali then said if he did anyone around here who could handle the heat, it was him. Theory informed Ali that the match tonight was actually a handicap match against him and Miz. 2-on-1 handicap match. U.S. champion Theory and Miz defeated Mustafa Ali approximately 2 minutes 48 seconds. Theory then tries grabbing Ali's leg from the outside of the ring, but Ali knocks him down. The distraction allows Miz to hit the skull-crushing finale for Pinfall Win. Doesn't really amount to much there. Earlier today, Dana Brooke, Reggie, R-Truth, Tamina, and Tozawa bickered about whatever until Nikki Ash attacks Brooke and pinned her to win the 24/7 title. Nikki runs away. Brooke then is super upset over losing the title and blamed it on Reggie. She then demonstrates that she'll get a rematch tonight. Brooke then, Dana Brooke with Reggie defeats Nikki Ash to win the championship 90 seconds. Brooke wins her title back after a somersault neckbreaker. Bunches of people try to pin her afterwards. Patrick interviews Becky Lynch, tries to recap what happened last week, but she cut them off, said, "You don't have to tell me what happened, I already know. I was there." Lynch then said she handed Asuka the championship and told her to be a warrior while she was a mother. Lynch then held up her end of the bargain, but Asuka didn't hold up hers. As soon as Lynch returned, Asuka vanished, and now it's time for her to put an end to Asuka. Canadian broadcast plugs the Toronto August house show, and obviously other house shows in the non-Canadian market will speak to other areas, but it's just interesting that depending on where you are, not that I'm in Canada, but um, I was reading various reports where they were plugging house shows from Texas to Canada, all points in between. Anyway, Seth Rollins Appreciation Night. Rollins said he spent all night celebrating Randy Orton, but thought it was time to celebrate someone unappreciated like him. Spotlight shines on him. Rollins sings the music. Rollins chant for is annoyed when fans chant for Cody Rhodes. Rollins said Rhodes tried to steal the spotlight at WrestleMania, but he won't be able to do it at Backlash because Seth Rollins is the damn spotlight. The crowd chants that they want Cody. Rollins then tells them to shut up. Rollins then called himself the standard bearer, and the fans have forgotten how great he was. So, video package was made. Rollins points out the screen, but Rhodes enters instead. Crowd chants for Rhodes. Rollins wants to know why he's out there and if he's there to give him his flowers. Rhodes then said if he wanted flowers, he'd give it to him. Rhodes then congratulated Rollins. However, Rhodes also wanted to know why Rollins seemed to be unraveling at the seams. Rhodes then said there'd been nothing but professional since returning, even after Rollins shoved him off the top rope. But the feelings of Rollins was about to cross a line. He said he shouldn't cross Rhodes. Admitted that Rollins was one of the best superstars over the past 20 years, but he's also been delusional. Rollins mentions how great Dusty Rhodes was, and that gets a Dusty chant, but Dusty was delusional just like Cody. Dusty wasn't WWE champion, but he just wasn't good enough, and as long as Rollins is here, Cody isn't good enough either. Then before Rhodes could make anything, Rollins attacked him first. Rhodes then fights back and dropped him with a Cody cutter. Rollins then backs off. The fans chanted for Rhodes. Rhodes then nails Rollins' expensive coat sailing into the crowd. Bobby Lashley defeats Cedric Alexander 2 minutes 27 seconds. Almost music hits as the match started and distracted Lashley. Alexander attacks him from behind. MVP mocks Lashley as Alexander continues to attack. Alexander then tries to dive, but Lashley blocks it before diving him into the barricade and then the post. Lashley hits a spear and applies to her lock for a submission victory. Sarah interviews Liv Morgan. Morgan says she thought Rhea Ripley was a great tag team partner, but Ripley thought she was a disappointment. Morgan figured that Ripley was really just disappointed in herself. Morgan said she isn't going to take the blame for Ripley's problems anymore and wasn't going to take another beating from her. Bunches of entrances that kill 11 minutes. Match begins at about 15 to 16 minutes before the top of the hour. 6 women tag team match closes. Raw champion Bianca Belair, women's champion Bianca Belair, Asuka and Liv Morgan defeat Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, and Sonya Deville. Morgan picks up the win over Deville. Lynch and Asuka start. Lynch ducks, punches strike, tags out to Deville. Asuka tags Belair. Deville quickly tags back out. Crowd chanted EST. Ripley counters a suplex, yanking Belair down by the hair. Deville tags in. Morgan and Lynch have an exchange. Morgan wipes out Ripley with a dive. Morgan had her back to the ring. Lynch hits a dropkick and a diving leg drop for near fall. After the break, the heels worked over Morgan, and she gives Lynch a DDT, making the tag to Belair. Ripley then goes off on a headbutt, but Belair responds with a shoulder tackle and delayed vertical suplex for near fall. Heels team up on Belair, which leads to Deville and Ripley giving him a double superplex, but the cover is broken up. Asuka then makes hot tag and Deville hits shoulder tackle, running hip attack, German suplex, and a sliding knee for near fall. Then there's a cool combo move coming, which Asuka knocks Deville off the apron and hits a running hip attack right into the codebreaker by Morgan. Morgan then tries pinfall, but Lynch breaks that up. Everyone trades moves. Deville chokes out clobbers Morgan with a running knee strike. Deville then tries to cover. Feet on the ropes. Ref catches her. Belair shoves Deville off the ropes. Morgan follows with the Oblivion for the pinfall win. Baby faces celebrate as we close the program. And we will be back with more right after this.